Okay, the evening of being back from El Camino 2015, and we're having a discussion on one of the other videos, a couple of them, about kicker covers, specifically started by my 38, supposedly in the wrapper kicker cover. So, out of curiosity, because the man who brought the subject up says, well, I dug up some documentation, I'll make my own video, which I'm really looking forward to see. I do have this History Since New 57 original paint FLA chair. Unfortunately, the one I had with 1,389 dealer parade miles, I've sold. It's in another country, and I did not get a good picture because of the sidecar of the kicker, but we have some other photos. This one here has no numbers here at all, and as you can see, has the later transmission, and it does not have the raised boss here. And we're going to go look at some other ones which are unfortunately no longer with me as well. If I had only been born in the right family, I'd have every bike I'd ever bought. We'd have a ton of bikes to go look at, assuming that I'd ever gotten into motorcycles. We'll never know, because that's not what happened in my life. So, different situations change everything for you. So what we have here is, let's see, this is a 52 original paint bike. There, no numbering here. You follow? And you can see the early transmission. This bike, as far as I know, never been apart. But it has the later kicker. Things get replaced. These kickers were weak and they cracked. So it has a later kicker on it. This one here is a 54, and I could have swore this particular bike had the later transmission, and that's why we take photos, because your memory's funny. So it has the earlier style tranny still, which certainly the later tranny came out by 55. I could have swore it was in this bike, but evidently not. And we have no number boss here. Let's see if we got another picture of this side of the kicker. This is a nice 54 original paint. History Since New on that. And there's that photo. And there we go. And this one here has the later style kicker with earlier tranny. So, you know, history since new, but I wasn't the guy who bought it in 54. Even if I did, people had stuff serviced. They didn't pay attention to that when it's new. And who knows what broke it, what time, with what mechanic working on it. They're not going to tell you. They're just going to put a new piece on it. So this here is another 52, which seems to have never been apart. And we have the numbers, I don't know if you can make it out or not, at the bottom with the earlier style kicker. It's a 52. And you can see the raised boss here. Whoops, come on. Don't do that. And, whoops. And in the back of, where's my finger? There we go. In the back of here is the breather right there. Then we have this one. This is a real nice original paint 49. Again, breather in a tranny, which is correct. We have a number boss here. Obviously, I don't have these bikes to figure out what these numbers are anymore. And we have a number boss here, breather up there. So we can get another photo here. This is a real nice 49 I had, original paint. History Since New. And here we go. We don't have a raised boss here. So this kicker's been replaced. It certainly would have had a raised boss in 49. And we have a raised marking there. So that's really cool because we have some later ones without the marking, without the raised boss. So what this tells me is exactly what I said. Unless you can show me some actual documentation from Harley, the ones with the raised boss numbers on the bottom are a replacement. They were weak and they broke. This 49 here, original paint, history since new. The bike's like brand freaking new. That's original paint, guys. That's original paint. The whole bike was like brand new. And we have a raised boss here. So we can get another view of the kicker. Yeah, you can just see it right there. We got the raised boss on top with a breather in the tranny. It's got the raised boss there. Let's take a look at this bike. See how nice that bike is? The whole bike's like that. It's like brand freaking new. So what we just confirmed is the raised boss was not there on all of them. So the raised boss at the bottom means what? What does it mean when some of them had it and some of them didn't? We just went around, ring around the Posey, those original paints there, the original paints, and except for the 46, discovered no raised boss. And we have a brand new in the wrapper raised boss, brand new in the wrapper with a raised boss on the bottom that would not have been made in 1950. It's a 1938 style that's machined for the breather. They're going to give you today's style. We've seen too many later replacement stuff, 3 or 4 and 5 years later, and it was replaced for that, but it was machined for earlier. It's the same part number. You have to understand there's not a different part number for a 36 kicker. You just got today's version of that kicker. It goes all the way up into the 60s, as I showed you all the parts books. So unless you can specifically show me a letter that says otherwise, that's what we're going to call it. We'll have a look at our little kicker here again. Then we have the machined breather and the early kicker with no numbers here. And we have the new in the wrapper one. Same part number all the way up to the 60s with various changes, but with numbers here. And one of the guys was asking what this is here, and I can't make that out. I have no idea. Is it a casting flaw? Is it an actual number? I don't know. And we have the numbers here. We have a totally different casting here. This is a plug where they machine this off. So this here is a different casting technique, a different mold than the later ones. With the J8 upside down with machined area here. Now here's my point. This is a machined area. If you look carefully past the dirt here, I don't know if you can get on camera or not, you bring the light over. You do the same machined area here, same casting. Let's go over to a nice clean one. The whole casting, they remade it. The machining plug seems to be different. So it could have been a different machine guy, a different mold. They weren't so particular when they did this stuff. There it is, there's a part, get it down the road. They weren't caring about people 75 years after the fact trying to figure out what's correct for their bike. And here's old blue. And my point is, see that little round plug, the whole area is machine clean. The little round plug, you can go get a light. You'll see what I'm talking about. It's a different plug, molds break. They have to remake a very similar mold. And every time they do it, the plug that feeds the metal into the mold is changed because they don't care about that. They just want metal into the mold. Now I happen to know quite a bit about lost wax casting, other casting processes, because I used to do that. I used to be a jewelry maker. So, let's go look at our 38 again. See the little round plug right there? You see that? A little round plug, as opposed to the later machine pipe here. It's totally different from that, but we have the round plug there. This is a replacement cover done roughly at that time with the same mold as that, but because it's a replacement cover, they had these impressions in it to let us know what that is. So problem solved. If you can't show me a letter from Harley Davidson saying otherwise, that's what it is. Bye-bye. And that means, yes, my beautiful peacock blue that was like brand new, like this motorcycle right here, is nicer than this motorcycle, had a replacement kicker cover. That's what it means. See ya.